Okay, thank you and good morning, everyone. This is a workshop that I think is going to has a lot of exciting and useful topics, and mine's not one of them, but it's one that you're going to need to know about anyway. I have been at Rutgers. I started at Rutgers as a graduate student in 1987, and I've been working at Rutgers in research administration for since 1992, so that's 25 years. Took a small hiatus. I was working at UMD, which is now part of Rutgers, for part of that, and I worked in research compliance, IRB, and biosafety issues at Princeton for 5 years as well in there. But so 20 years of experience here. I am a senior grant facilitator. My role, as I see it, is to help get competitive grants out the door here and get them funded at a higher rate. I work in the research office, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the research office and its role and how it can help you. So I'm going to be talking off this, and this will be made available to you because obviously I provided hyperlinks, but they're embedded, so you will not be able to access them here, but this is the basic organization. So I work in the research office assisting people to prepare competitive grants. That's what I do. I have resources there that I've used. I have templates for certain documents that the federal sponsors require, and so there's a lot of things that I can help with. I've worked on many grants, and I know what a competitive grant looks like, and I've done workshops on how to do that as well, so I can help you with that. So I'm going to start out with this. The other people in the grants office are grants specialists. So from my point of view, there's two types of grants that you may be applying for. One is a grant that is awarded to you. If the grant is awarded to you, the grants office doesn't really get involved with that. You could certainly come to me for help, but they do not need to review it, approve it, and they will, whether they might give you some advice, but they're not going to invest a lot of time in those proposals. The other type is grant proposals, fellowships that are awarded to Rutgers. When a grant or fellowship is awarded to Rutgers and Rutgers administers it, then a whole lot of other processes happen. One, the owner of that award is Rutgers, and because of that, they have a responsibility to manage it in compliance with sponsor rules and regulations, with Rutgers rules and regulations, and state regulations. And in order to do that, there is a process of tracking that you will need to engage in, internal to Rutgers. And then the two grant specialists who are there will help you navigate the process. I want to stress that there are people in this institution, there are your colleagues and mentors, your dissertation advisors, who know the grant system very well. So I don't want anybody to think, oh, I've got to figure this out for myself. No, wrong. Because there's a lot of things that are counterintuitive to you, that will be counterintuitive to you. There's a lot of things that people know. There are books available that will help you write your proposal. So I really want you to think, I don't have to reinvent this. I need to find the person who can help me work this through. The grant specialists put in hundreds of applications every year, so they've seen these fellowships many times. They understand what problems have arisen in the past and what to avoid going forward, what a competitive proposal looks like, etc. So definitely lean on people who can help you. There are plenty here. So if the award, a fellowship or a research award, goes to the institution, the grant specialist will help you navigate the submission process. or interpret the guidelines. Many of the terminology may be new to you. They can help you with budget development, and they can ensure that at the end, everything you've done is responsive and compliant with the sponsor's requirements. And that's a big deal because a lot of this is going to be new to you. They are the signer, the official signer on behalf of Rutgers, and they're the ones who negotiate anything after that. So, unlikely to happen to you at this level, but if there are changes, if the amount is reduced, they will negotiate all of that. They will take care of that for you. So the research office just put up a new page, a new website with some resources there. And then when this gets emailed to you, or when you visit the site at the library for it, then you will have all of these links in this thing. So some advice. If the award is going to Rutgers, you should contact your grant specialist as soon as you know that you're going to apply. Or even if you're thinking about it. Just give them a call and let them know. We have 2 very seasoned grant specialists in our office. They're very skilled in this. They've seen a lot of proposals go through. Now, depending on your department or school, your grant specialist will be Patricia Bender or Mita Barker. Either one of them are going to be very, very helpful. They may work out with you a project plan for how, or at least an outline, how you should approach it, what you should tackle first, etc. They will provide you with a budget template, if necessary, that you could use to develop the budget of your proposal. In addition, there's an online tracking system for your proposal. It is called RAPS. I have the link here. If you go to that website, again, this is another area where RAPS is daunting at first, but RAPS is very familiar to other people here, and you need to go there. And if you have questions, you can contact me. But if you have questions, there may be somebody in your department, somebody who's put in a grant recently, etc. You should not try to figure it out on your own. There are going to be a lot of terms that will be new to you. There's going to be a lot of questions you don't know why they're asking that, etc. So all of that is done online. The whole proposal process is tracked online, and then when the award comes in, the whole award is set up online too. There is if the sponsor doesn't have, if you're applying through Rutgers, you also need to fill out a budget on the Rutgers template as well as on the sponsor's template. So just be aware of that. Also, regarding deadlines, the research office needs to see your proposal in full, except for the final narrative portion of it, 5 days ahead of the deadline. And then the full proposal 2 days ahead of the deadline, on noon the day, 2 days ahead of the deadline. So there's a deadline somewhat in advance. So that should be worked into your planning as well. All proposals will take much longer than you think they will. So setting out a project plan at the very beginning of the process is important. And then you can track your progress toward completion. The grant specialists, their charge is to review the proposals on behalf of the university. That's not my charge. My charge is a different one. My charge is to bring in as much money as possible to the institution. And so I would encourage you to contact me if you have questions. I have on the handouts, we do have this book that Rutgers has an institutional subscription to called the New Faculty Guide to Competing for Research Funding. But all of this covers the basics for people who are relatively new. It is a PDF. I am happy to send it to you. Just send me an email. It says on the back, I think. Just send me an email requesting the book, and I'm happy to send it to you. So this is an institutional subscription, and I just encourage you to honor the fact that this is for Rutgers and not to be disseminated widely. An institutional subscription that we got a couple of years ago. So, any other questions? And we'll get to the real meat of the workshop. Any questions? All right. So I'll come back at lunch if people have informally if people have questions, and we could sit down and chat about it at lunchtime. Okay. Thank you.